It's day 3 of our Tech Detox Challenge, and this morning's been good so far. The kids didn't even ask to watch a show when they woke up. They just kind of started playing and entertaining themselves, so that was awesome. And we're sitting down to talk about if we want to make some plans for today, so we'll see what we're going to do.
So today I'm going to make 2 loaves of honey wheat bread. Let's get this started. I'm going to walk you through this step by step. It's so easy. First thing you need to do is get your yeast. Put 5 teaspoons into a small container. We want this to come to room temperature, the yeast, so I usually let it sit out on the counter for about 30 minutes to an hour. Okay, so we've got our mixer out. This mixer has a dough hook attachment on it. Makes it so much easier when it comes to kneading the bread and just speeding up the process. We've also got our yeast right here that's been sitting out for about an hour now. So basically now we're going to get a bowl with 2 cups of water. So this is for a recipe for 2 loaves of bread. Okay, so we have our bowl, we have 2 cups of water in it. Now we need to heat this water up to just above lukewarm in order to help activate the yeast. Okay, into the mixing bowl I've added 3 tablespoons of sugar and I'm adding 3 tablespoons of the rest of my honey. Now we will add that warm water that we have. Give it a little mix. Yeast. And I will lightly mix the yeast in. Then we will just let that yeast do its thing. Okay, now we add 2 teaspoons of salt. 6 tablespoons of oil, we prefer all natural avocado oil, and 6 cups of flour. I mix my whole wheat flour with bread flour because the whole wheat flour by itself just creates a brick. So I always leave about a 1/4 cup out and I start mixing it on low and just to see how it incorporates. So this is gonna mix for about 10 minutes or so. Just keep an eye on it. Like I said, this is 2 loaves. You can always cut this recipe in half and just do 1 loaf. Lightly floured surface, pull the dough out. It should come out in 1 big chunk. It should not be too overly sticky. You should be able to handle it pretty good. Just give it a couple more kneads. So I've got the dough ball resting right here. I'm gonna let it rest for just a couple minutes. Then I'm gonna cut it in half, put it in its 2 bread pans, and let it get its full rise before I bake it. Just put a little bit of oil in your pans. Kind of wipe the oil down a little bit on top. So just cover them with either a damp cloth or I prefer a piece of the cellophane plastic wrap. I just put a little peak right here to give it some room to expand. You're just trying to limit the airflow that comes across the top of these loaves so it does not build a thick crust. So you can see here the bread is about 1 inch above the edge of the pan. So at this point I'm going to turn the oven on and preheat it to 350 degrees. Once it's preheated, the bread will go in for 30 minutes exactly.
So we are headed to Main Street Broken Arrow. It's just east of Tulsa. They've been revitalizing their downtown, their Main Street, and it's really cute. They've got a lot of cute shops and restaurants and stuff. So we're gonna walk around a little bit and get some pizza and go to a gelato shop. That'll be fun. Dairy-free gelato!
Time for a game.
So I felt like today was a really good day. It was day 3 of the tech detox. It was a full day, just like days 1 and 2. As you can see, one of the things that's been on my mind is that common sense study and the child wise study that we've been reading about, and how children from 0 to 8 years old have an average of 2.19 hours per day in front of a screen involving media of some kind. 8 to 12, it's more like 4.5 hours, and 13 to 20 is more like 6 to 6.5 hours per day. And that just blows my mind. Like, we're letting our children be in front of screens way too much, and we ourselves are setting the example for that, in our opinion. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that far too often, us parents need to get things done, and so it's an easy babysitter for our kids is just plop them in front of the TV. But I think that it's starting to come back on us. There's studies being done that it's being detrimental to their emotional and mental health, and so as parents are needing to take a step back and look at that. And I feel like this week has been really good for us because it's broken. Ava's cooing in the background.
Ava is so loud right now. She's just talking.
3 months old, so cute. But it's breaking those habits for us to just immediately turn to media every chance we get. And so now that we're breaking those patterns, at the end of this week it'll be easier for us to set boundaries, I think, for ourselves and for the kids, and to limit our screen time. So
yeah, we fall back on screen time way too often as an excuse to not engage with one another. And that's what we've been learning just in the last 3 days. Like, we have to have ideas for how to engage our family. We have to have ideas on how to engage our children. Turning to our cell phones or tablets or computers or TVs is not the answer. We have to be able to respond to them and engage with them more. And it's becoming ever more clear, especially just like today. They didn't ask that much for it.
yeah.
We were providing them with a means of other alternative means of entertainment, and they just didn't seem to even ask that much for it.
Yeah, in the past 3 days, there have only been a handful of times that they've been like, oh, can I watch a show? Or, oh, can I do this? And then they remember, oh, never mind, I can't. Today there was just one of those times, and when I was feeding Ava, Addie stole my phone and was looking on it for a game to play. And I was like, oh, we're not doing that this week, and I took it back from her, and she said, Mom, you're not my friend. And so that was a rough moment for her and for me, realizing I'm not her friend. But that's okay. But overall, they didn't ask at all other than that, and they're just automatically going and finding things to do. And we've been, our past 3 days since Dean's been off work, this is like our weekend with his random weekend days off. But we've just packed it full of fun stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how the next several days go while he's back at work, and I can't provide as much entertainment outside the house, so we'll see how that goes.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. How are you entertaining your children with alternative means other than media or screen time? We'd love to hear your ideas on that issue. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We will see you guys tomorrow.